don't want on there. I would like to see, once every other month, I'd like to see the superintendent of building grounds, maybe the nurse, maybe food service.
We'll talk about that under spotlight and stuff, but in other words, you want to have more inclusion.
Are those people coming and telling you what their concerns are, and what's going on in their area?
Inclusion of staff.
Yep.
At meetings.
Yeah.
Can we put down water meetings?
Yeah.
We have that now, right? That was at the last meeting.
Yes, I asked
Okay.
Carol, she brought him, but I think she just brought him from.
Okay,
Good.
so if there are other things that come up when this has a wrap up and you're looking at the minutes, you have an opportunity to say, I had an epiphany driving home. Two other things that we really should drive our work hard. And, so very good, thank you. I'm going to skip over for now the second one, because I think where we're leaving off here actually lends itself better to discussion on district vision and values. It really picks up on laying the foundation. Some of you have been in the district for quite a bit. Some of you are new to the district, but you all have heard from the various stakeholders. And as a board, the way that I'll use the word behave, the way you interact and conduct your business, the public's going to have a reaction to that. As they see the outcomes of your meetings, as it's being written in the paper and so forth, there's going to be comments. So how do you want to be known by the public? So we've talked about the norms, and let's say you're doing these and you're keeping those mindful. When they're at the fountain drinking water, what kind of
I want to be known as.
I think I can actually try to do this.
I want to be known as a caring district that came from the bottom and is now recognized as being near the top or at the top.
Okay.
A place people want to come to.
But we're talking about, that's the district, and we're going to go to
Right.
the district how we want it.
Okay.
This is how the board.
We're going to be good stewards of the taxpayers' money.
Okay, not individually, but the board itself.
The board.
How you want the board.
We're going to be good stewards of the taxpayers' money, I would think. Right?
Definitely.
I think that we're doing the best we can with the funds that we have, so don't question every little thing that we do, because they expect and they understand that we're going to do what's right for them. I would hope.
I would like the citizens to trust us, to make the right decision.
Yeah.
And we're not looking to basically screw them over. We have their interests in mind, and so they know that when we make a decision, it's 99 times out of 100, it's the right decision. Every now and then we're going to make the wrong one.
And would that'd be perfect, to have the citizens say, well, we don't always agree with the decisions we make, but we trust them.
I'd like to see, I think I'd like to have the public see us as a group that is fostering the improvement in the learning of the children from care, making decisions that directly impact the quality of the education that are receiving. I'd like to see them stop saying, you're wasting taxpayers' money, because I don't feel that we are wasting taxpayers' money, and I feel that there are things our district desperately needs that need to be funded, and I would like them to come to trust us to be able to make that decision and then support us.
I think this is a big, at the last budget hearing, I think it was a big vote by the town to not just whack off $500,000 out of the budget. That showed a lot of trust, I think, in the board. A little bit, they voted it down, so the majority had to.
My personal opinion of that is I think that I'm getting stacked. Barbara called a lot of her friends, and there was a lot of people that worked for the district that were taxpayers as well, who were there, and they're the ones who put us over the top. they have been in loss.
So you're basically
Yeah, but it was
saying that,
stepped in the other direction too, because there was also a thing that went out for the
Well,
cutting.
that's
Because
true.
some of those people that were in that room, you ever see them before in your life, and you,
No.
are you ever
A lot
gonna
of
see them
them
again?
No,
But
no.
if the public in general doesn't trust us with the money, you're gonna get 500 people there that are gonna cut the budget substantially, that we're gonna suffer.
Right.
So we can't.
okay, so here are some of the ones I've
Oh,
heard.
oh, absolutely, don't worry, don't
Yeah.
worry.
And so you have to be careful, I guess, what you're saying on interpreting based on the outcome, be careful in interpreting how that outcome may, it certainly represented who was in the room. Did it represent the community at large, even though they all had an opportunity to come? Here's what I've heard so far. Caring district that came from the bottom, it is now near the top. The board is using taxpayers' money very wisely. The citizens trust the board, so this is their perception now, it will be changed. The board fosters improvement in the learning of children in their care. Decisions are in the best interest of students. The public feels the board is making decisions that are in the best interest of students. People feel that education is being supported by the board. So in other words, you're an advocate, if I'm capturing that correctly.
Yeah.
Other,
I've got one more. The board is able to deal with difficult or sensitive issues in a constructive way.
oh, good. Say that again? The board?
The board is able to deal with difficult or sensitive issues in a constructive way.
You know, the hard part for the public to understand is we can't tell them anything about personnel issues. We can't tell them all the information that we have to make a decision because it's going to affect somebody's reputation or, you know, we'll say, okay, we made this switch because we think Jinx is a lot better teacher than Terry, and we would do that. So, you can't reveal a lot of information so the public says, I don't understand why we made that decision.
But I hear her saying something, I agree with what you're saying, I hear her saying something differently. If the board trusts that you're working together, that you're trying to do the right thing for kids, and you're dealing with difficult things in sensitive ways, that means that you wouldn't just blurt out something in a public meeting, something that would be embarrassing to someone. Dealing with it in a sensitive way would be going in a non-public meeting, if it were, you were allowed to do so under you know, the parameters. They would not respect the board if you were, you know, all of a sudden talking publicly about things that, you know, you shouldn't be. So I think this, the board is able to deal with difficult and sensitive issues in a productive way, like you're saying, going into those non-public because that's being sensitive to the issue, or being respectful and saying, okay, we have this issue, we're not going to hide from it.
Right.
You know, what are we going to do about this? If you put it on the table and people say, wow, that board, they'll tackle whatever they think needs to be tackled in order to make improvements. It's an upward spiral, and you're either going in one direction or another. You're very rarely going, you know, horizontal.
If you're going this
So-
way, you're going this way.
Yeah, if the board is seen in a positive light and is leading by example, and your behavior and your decisions and your code of conducting business, people watch that. And it's much easier for the superintendent and the administration to say, this is how we're doing business here. We're not going to have these shadows and lurking over here, and you know, these hidden agendas and that stuff going on. That's not how we do business here. We tackle it right on.
Okay, Alan.